Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, so it must be the hottest. That's wrong. And it's the first of 6 space facts you were taught that simply aren't true. You're at the Odd Observatory. Let's take a closer look. Everything tonight comes from mission data and peer-reviewed astronomy. No clickbait physics, but some of it will fight with what your textbook said. 6 myths, saving the strangest, the one about your own eyes, for last. Mercury hugs the Sun at 1/3 of Earth's distance, surface by day about 430 degrees Celsius. Blistering. But Mercury has almost no atmosphere. At night, all that heat escapes to space, and the same planet drops to -180. Venus, nearly twice as far from the Sun, wears a crushing blanket of carbon dioxide, 90 times thicker than our air. That greenhouse holds Venus at around 465 degrees. Day, night, pole to pole, hot enough to melt lead. Everywhere. Always. The hottest planet isn't the closest one. It's the one that can't let go. Myth 1. Busted. Every movie shows it. Pilots dodging. Real number. The average distance between asteroids in our belt is roughly 1,000,000 kilovarades. That's about 3 times the distance from Earth to the Moon, between one rock and the next. NASA has flown more than a dozen spacecraft through it. Nobody dodged anything. The real problem is hitting an asteroid on purpose. The belt's total mass is less than our Moon's. It's not a wall of rocks. It's an almost empty ring of dust with occasional boulders. Myth 2. Busted. The Moon shows Earth one face, forever. So the other side must be dark, right? The far side gets exactly as much sunlight as the near side. When we see a new moon, the dark side is in full daylight. The Moon is tidally locked. It rotates once per orbit, so the same face points at us. Hidden from Earth, yes. Dark, no. Pink Floyd made a great album and a bad astronomy lesson. Myth 3. Busted. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. The next myth is one NASA astronauts have to unlearn in training because their bodies keep believing it. Astronauts float, so space has no gravity. It's the most natural conclusion in the world, and it's completely backwards. At the space station's altitude, Earth's gravity is still about 90% as strong as it is on your street. Astronauts float because the station is falling constantly around the planet at 28,000 kilovolts per hour. Orbit is just falling and missing the ground forever. The moment you understand that, every zero-G scene changes. They're not beyond gravity. They're surrendered to it. Gravity doesn't stop at the sky. It's the thing holding the Moon, the station, and this whole story together. Myth 4. Busted. Movies say, airlock opens, instant ice statue. The truth is stranger and slower. Space is cold, but it's also empty, and empty is a fantastic insulator. It's a thermos. Your heat has almost nowhere to go. Freezing would take hours. What gets you first is the vacuum. About 15 seconds of consciousness as oxygen leaves your blood. And the counterintuitive survival tip from NASA's own accident records: don't hold your breath. Expanding air is the real danger. One 1966 test subject survived a full vacuum exposure and woke up fine. You wouldn't shatter like glass. Space kills quietly and much more slowly than Hollywood needs it to. Myth 5. Busted. Draw the sun. You made it yellow. Every child on Earth does. But photographs from orbit show the truth. The sun is white. Its light is every color at once, blended. Our atmosphere scatters the blue wavelengths out of the direct beam. That's why the sky is blue, and what's left of the beam looks yellowish to us. You've never seen the sun's real color with your own eyes. The blue sky is literally made of the missing piece of sunlight. And a bonus twist, measured by peak wavelength, the sun's output actually crests in green. There are no green stars in the sky for the same reason there's no yellow sun in space. Color is a story your eyes tell. The strangest space myth wasn't out there at all. It was in the 6 centimeters between your eyes and your brain. Myth 6. Busted. 6 myths down. Notice the pattern. None of these lies came from bad science. They came from good shortcuts. Teachers simplify, movies dramatize, and eyes approximate. Here's the observation to take with you. The universe isn't hiding the truth from you. It's just written in a language your senses were never built to read. Which one broke your brain? Tell the observatory below. The observatory logs something strange every week. Subscribe so you don't miss the next observation.